Today's video, we will be focusing on beginning our notes over the functions of each part of speech. Up to this point, we have been focusing on forms, and so now we will add the secondary labels that will go on each part of speech. Today, we're going to focus on the labels for a sentence, as well as subject and predicate, which you're probably already familiar with, and the functions that a noun can serve, although other things can serve the same functions. And we'll talk about that as we go. So, before we start, a function is a way to categorize a word based on the role it serves or what it does. Right now we've been focusing on forms, which is what a word is. Now we're going to focus on what that word does, and that will receive the secondary label. That will help us understand that a noun can serve multiple purposes along with other parts of speech. First, we're going to focus on sentences. There are three different types of sentences: declarative, imperative, and interrogative. Most of you probably learned that there's a fourth type, exclamatory. Really, an exclamatory sentence, grammatically, is just a louder version of one of those three. We are going to diagram declarative sentences and imperative sentences. Declarative sentence is a sentence that makes a statement. The world is round is a declarative sentence. Most of what we say is declarative sentence, or most of what we use are declarative sentences. Imperative is a sentence that gives a command. Give me your money. Those are the sentences that start with a verb for the most part, and they are the sentences that we have to add the word you to in parentheses at the beginning of the diagram. Interrogatives are sentences that ask questions. We are not going to diagram interrogative sentences because we don't have time to get into that. Each sentence is split up into two parts. The first part is called the subject. The subject is a function that tells us who or what the sentence is about. Subject is usually a noun phrase and is usually at the beginning of the sentence. For what we are going to diagram, that is going to be always a noun phrase and always at the beginning of the sentence. But in the English language, that is not always the case, and so that's why I have usually in the notes. So in this sentence, the teacher spoke to the class. Who or what the sentence is about is the teacher. So that would be the noun phrase subject. The predicate is a function that tells us something about the subject. The predicate is basically everything that isn't the subject, and it's always a verb phrase. So in this example sentence, the teacher spoke to the class, the teacher would be the subject, spoke to the class would be the verb phrase predicate. And obviously I've not labeled each of the individual parts of speech down here at the bottom. You will still be required to do that. Okay, so now we're going to focus on the functions of a noun. The main function of a noun is that to be nominal. And nominal nouns name the concept or entity we are talking about. Okay, that's what nouns do probably the majority of the time. Nominal is usually performed by a noun, but it can be performed by a pronoun as well, although pronouns are almost just as likely to be something else. Examples would be cat, dog, car, Heath, Tom, love, all those. And those are all nominal because they are naming the things, either the thing, the person, the place, or the idea. Another part of speech, or another function that a noun can serve is that of a determiner. A determiner answers the question, which one? Okay. Articles are always determiners. We're talking about the pencil, that means which one. We're talking about a pencil, which pencil, that a pencil. Demonstratives are always determiners. That pencil, this pencil, those pencils, these pencils, always determiners. And pronouns and nouns can sometimes be determiners. Basically, if they are possessive, they are a determiner. His pencil, her pencil, Steve's pencil. Okay, so anything that is possessive is a determiner along with an article or a demonstrative. Adjectival is basically doing the job of an adjective. Okay, adjectives are usually adjectival, although not always. For what we're going to diagram, they will be. Well, no, that's not true. That was a lie. So ignore that. But other parts of speech can be adjectival too. The red house, red would be adjectival. The stupid rule, stupid would be adjectival. The history teacher, history is a noun, but it is adjectival because it's describing teacher. It's doing the job of an adjective. So that means it is a noun that is adjectival. Okay, so here are some sentences for us to look at. The is an article. Articles are always determiners. Snow is a noun. It's naming the thing, so it is nominal. The snow is a noun phrase where the sentence is about the snow, so that noun phrase is the subject. Came is the main verb. Down is an adverb, tells us where it came. Really describes fast. Fast describes came. So really fast is an adverb phrase. Came down really fast is a verb phrase, and that's the predicate because it tells us something about the snow. And then the subject and the predicate combine to make the sentence. The sentence is a statement, so it is declarative. Looking at the second sentence, the is an article determiner. Sun is a noun, it's nominal. The sun is a noun phrase subject and is a conjunction still. The is an article determiner. Father is a noun, it's nominal. The father is a subject. And the conjunction connects two noun phrase subjects. The son shoveled all day Sunday. The father shoveled all day Sunday. So the son and the father shoveled all day Sunday. Shoveled is a main verb, so it goes into a verb phrase. All describes day. Day is a noun. It's nominal. It's naming the thing. So all is an adjective and it's adjectival. All day is a noun phrase that is adjectival because it's describing Sunday, which is a noun, and so it goes into its own, or it goes into a noun phrase. All day Sunday is a noun phrase that goes over here, and then the subject and the predicate combine to make a declarative sentence because it is a statement. Okay, now you have got these, well, 4 sentences to diagram for yourself. Go ahead and write those on a piece of paper and diagram them yourselves. Hit pause real quick because I'm about to go over the answers. So make sure you pause it and diagram them all to the best of your abilities, and then we will go over the answers shortly. The first sentence, the truck, article determiner, noun nominal, and the car, article determiner, noun nominal, collided on the freeway. Okay, so we're talking about the truck collided on the freeway, the car collided on the freeway. The conjunction connects two noun phrase subjects to make one. Collided is the main verb, goes into the verb phrase. On is a preposition. The freeway is a noun phrase. On the freeway is a prepositional phrase. Collided on the freeway is the verb phrase predicate, and the subject and the predicate combine to make a sentence, which is declarative because it's a statement. The second sentence, the drivers of the cars were injured. The drivers, article determiner, noun nominal. Of is a preposition. The cars were as an auxiliary verb. Injured is the main verb. Were injured is the verb phrase predicate. Of the cars is the prepositional phrase, and it is describing the drivers. So it is part of this noun phrase, but it is adjectival because it's describing a noun. Drivers of the cars. So it is adjectival. The drivers of the cars is a subject. The subject and the predicate combine to make a sentence, which is also declarative because it is a statement. The ambulance took them to the hospital. The ambulance is the noun phrase subject. Took is the main verb, so it's part of the verb phrase predicate. Them is a pronoun. It's nominal. It's naming the people. It's a noun phrase by itself, which goes into the predicate. To the hospital tells us where they took them, so we don't have a label for that yet, but it goes into the predicate because it's describing the main verb took, and the sentence is declarative. And the final sentence, they treated them for very minor injuries and released them later. They is pronoun nominal. It's the subject of the sentence. So the rest of this is all predicate, which is complicated. Treated is a main verb. Them is a pronoun. It's nominal. For is a preposition. Very minor is an adjective phrase that's adjectival because it's describing injuries, which is a noun. It's nominal. And is a conjunction. Released is the main verb. Them is a pronoun that's nominal, and later is an adverb because it tells us when they were released. Release them later is a verb phrase predicate. For very minor injuries goes into the verb phrase. Treated them for very minor injuries is a verb phrase predicate, and the conjunction connects the two predicates to make one. The subject and the large predicate combine to make the sentence, which is also declarative because it is a statement. Shortly, I will give you a new video over other functions. There will be, I believe, 3 or 4 more videos coming over different notes for you to take. But go ahead and practice these and improve, and we'll have a new one, like I said, relatively soon.